name's Elena, and I'm here representing Urban Ministries. And Urban Ministries is an emergency outreach program for the homeless. And in this speech, I hope to inform you about the ever-growing problem of homelessness, how Urban Ministries helps this problem, and how you can volunteer to help the homeless and to help Urban Ministries. Now, before I begin my speech, I would first like to show you a short video on Urban Ministries that's being brought to you by the Spartan News program here at the school.
Greensboro, North Carolina is a city that almost 260,000 people call home. In this city, homelessness has risen by more than 50% between 2005 and 2007. With increased housing foreclosures, many of those left homeless are families. And in the current economic recession, this problem is only getting more difficult. For the last 40 years, Greensboro Urban Ministry has worked in the community providing different services such as food banks, financial assistance, free clothing, and housing to help individuals and families break cycles of poverty, hunger, addiction, and homelessness.
Last time I heard in December, the unemployment rate for Guilford County was at 8.3%. The demand for our services and emergency assistance has risen 30 to 40% compared to last year.
Each day they serve fresh meals to an average of 350 people, provide shelter to over 100 homeless adults and children, and work with families registered in the Emergency Assistance Program.
I would say that now is a more important time than ever to get involved in your community and also realize the more you give, the more you receive. Those
interested in volunteering can contact Jamie Bryant or visit the Greensboro Urban Ministry website. For Spartan News, I'm Mayor Abulhassan reporting.
Now, how many of you at one point or another have come in contact with a homeless individual? That's awesome. According to the Law Center on Homelessness and Poverty, between 2.3 and 3.5 million people experience homelessness. And according to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, an estimated 600,000 people are homeless over one night. So what exactly does that mean? It means that somewhere out there, there's a single individual or even a family who are sleeping on the streets or in the shelter. And they have no means to feed themselves or to clothe themselves. The top 3 commonly cited causes of homelessness are lack of affordable housing, poverty, and unemployment. So what does that mean for these people? They can't, simply go to the grocery store or the mall to buy food and clothing. So they need aid, and that's where Urban Ministries steps in. Urban Ministries was founded in 1967 and is an outreach agency that provides crisis intervention and emergency services to the basics of food, shelter, and clothing, but it also helps individuals and families break the cycles of poverty, homelessness, and addiction. And according to Gail Gore-Lewis, the Director of Volunteer Services, whom I've spoken to personally, Urban Ministries is a means to help people get back on their feet. And although the ministry helps people in a lot of ways, they also don't want people to become solely dependent on the outreach service. They want people to become more self-reliant. And for this, they've actually employed individuals on staff to help those in the shelter with educational and financial needs. And there are several services that the shelter provides, and some of these services include emergency assistance, clothing banks, food banks, NA and AA services, and mentorships, as well as financial aid. However, although the program receives a lot of volunteer help, it's still in a lot of need for more people. And there's a shortage of help, especially during the summer, because during that period of time, all the students who are usually in school helping the service are at home for break. And if anyone's interested in helping Urban Ministries, you can visit their site at www.greensborourbanministry.org, or you can call Gail Gore-Lewis, who's the Director of Volunteer Services at 336-271-5959. And she's a really nice woman, and she would love for you to call. And after this speech, I hope you all have a better understanding of the problem, with the ever-growing problem of homelessness. And I hope you will take the time to volunteer your time to help these individuals. Thank you.